Locals spot a dog stuck on the edge of a balcony. Turns out she tried to escape her abusive owner.
But before we start, please take a moment to give this video a like, subscribe to HappyWorld, and hit the bell so you'll never miss these great stories.
If anyone has a pet, everyone expects their owner to be caring, loving, and responsible. Sadly, some people fall short of this expectation, and we ask ourselves why anyone let them have a pet in the first place. And we're not talking about being perfect. No one is perfect, but some people are really horrible. Take the situation that happened in Tutaev, Russia. Somebody noticed a dog hanging upside down from the edge of a balcony. People started gathering and rushed to solve the situation, which could have ended disastrously for the dog. They helped the dog out, but as they soon found out, it was only just a scratch compared to what she'd suffered beforehand. The balcony situation was no accident. Rada, as she was later called, wanted to get out of the apartment. This is Rada, a poor emaciated dog who was left for dead in an apartment building. Nobody knows who saw her first, but somebody noticed a dog hanging out of a balcony in Tutaev, Russia. But let's start from the beginning. On a day like any other, the passerby heard shrieking howls coming from an apartment building. As some tried to investigate where it was coming from, they saw a terrifying sight. A dog was hanging upside down out on the edge of a second-floor balcony. By the looks of it, Rada could have slipped at any moment and it could have ended tragically. The locals quickly mobilized to help the dog out of a dangerous situation where she was hanging on for dear life. As time passed, more and more locals started gathering. At first, there were seemingly only children, but soon enough the adults came to help. Somebody provided a ladder and a man rescued Rada. All seemed well, but only for a moment. Everyone immediately noticed that something wasn't right about the way she looked. The rescue operation was successful, and at the time nobody realized the extent of her damage. Everyone was shocked at how poor the dog looked. Even children realized that she was in very bad shape. When Rada came down the ladder in the man's hands, people gasped. She didn't look healthy at all. Her ribs were easily visible, and even the naive children realized that she was starving and weak. This, of course, raised some questions about the owner, but at the time Rada's health was more important than justice, and somebody rushed her to the vet. The dog was diagnosed with anemia, a blood condition where the blood has a hemoglobin deficiency. While she was there, she got diagnosed with anemia, which was probably caused by a long period of starvation or malnourishment. In addition to that, she was clearly exhausted, scared, and traumatized, but the good news was that she was getting treatment. None of the nearby shelters wanted to take the dog, but an hour after the news broke, one person stated that the dog was taken to the clinic. The local animal shelters were less than hospitable to Rada and didn't want to take the poor dog under their wing. But as one door shuts, another door opens. Some goodwill volunteers in the Do Good Animal Protection Society managed to find her some food and a roof over her head. The people were curious about the situation and wanted to figure out what happened. Apparently, she was held prisoner by her alcoholic owner. As for the owner, well, the story is very complicated. Turns out he's well known to the police and the officers were frequently called to the apartment, but for other matters. Russian newspapers reported that the owner is a drunkard who frequently drank with his friends, often made a ruckus, and even refused to let police in after they'd been called to manage the situation. But things continued. The owner didn't care at all about the fines. Local volunteer Galina Yanina filed an additional police report for animal cruelty. The police had been called on the owner numerous times before. He was fined but didn't care at all and continued his cruel behavior. The investigation revealed that the owner just heartlessly left the town and locked up a cat and dog in the apartment, leaving them to die. And sadly, despite her pain, Rada was still more lucky than the cat. Russian reporters said that the cat didn't survive. Poor kitty. The people at Do Good Animal Protection Society took over the custody of the dog. Beggars can't be choosers, and even though it would have been nice if the cat survived, we can't ignore that at least one of them made it out of the prison. The dog is slowly but surely recovering, and the Do Good Animal Protection Society took over custody for Rada. She's in much better hands now, and let's hope she'll find a forever home, one where she can feel loved and cared for. She's getting better day by day. Despite the horrific event, the dog is in good hands now and is on her way to recovery.